Good morning, children. Today we will continue with our chapter Safety and First Aid. This is the second part of the chapter. We have already studied about road safety and safety from fire. Here we will be discussing about the first aid. What do you mean by first aid? First aid is the immediate help that you can give to a person in case of any accident, mishappening, injury or any unfavorable condition before going to the doctor. That is the immediate help given to a patient before going to a doctor is known as first aid. Now, is the first aid same for all the situations? No. Here we will be discussing first aid in case of different situations that can happen with or around. First of all, we should all keep a first aid box in our house and in our school. The things that you should keep in a first aid box include these things: tape, bandages, thermometer, scissor, tweezer, antiseptic lotion, gloves, sanitizer, and cold pack. That all you should be keeping handy in a first aid box, that if someone met with an accident, you should immediately able to provide with some help to the patient or the injured person. Here we will be discussing about the first aid given to a person who has met with a fracture. First of all, we will discuss what is fracture. Fracture is a broken bone. In a very simple word, many a times when you run on the stairs, you may fall with the disbalance and then your bone might crack or have a hairline fracture. That is, fracture can be of many types. Either a very small hairline fracture can be there, or even the bone can even break into two pieces. Then when a person met with a fracture, what all symptoms can you see? First, we'll discuss common causes of the fracture: fall from a height, car accidents, direct blow on the road, on the bone, or repetitive forces that may happen on your bone at a particular place for some time. That may also cause a fracture on your bone. If you have a fracture, what all symptoms a person will have? Swelling, pain, numbness in the area where the fracture is. Bleeding might or might not happen in case of fracture. That is depending upon the intensity of the fracture of the bone. Then skin might also rupture, again depending upon the intensity of the fracture. And limitation or unwillingness to move the limb, because if some bone has broken, that place you will not be able to move at all, because the person will be in a very severe. Now what first aid management you should do to a person who is having a fracture? You should ask the person not to move at all. Ask him to sit in a comfortable position. then raise the portion of the fractured, and then you have to apply a sling of a cloth for hand and splint for the legs, so that the portion should not move at all. That should be stiff in one position, so that more damage cannot happen to the bone or to that area. Now next is sprain. Fracture and sprain are two different things. Fracture is when the bone is broken and ligament is not at all related to bone. It is related to muscles and ligament. Wrench or twist of the ligaments or muscles that results in severe pain and swelling is sprain. In this, bones are not at all affected. Many a times due to dislocation of bone also from its original place, a sprain may happen, but again that is a different thing. If a person is suffering from sprain, what first aid you should give to that patient? See here in the second picture, rice is written. You should ask the person to rest and keep the portion that is having the sprain in a comfortable position. You should apply the ice pack to the portion where the sprain is there. Then compression, you should try to compress the area, and then elevation. Elevation is that the portion where the sprain has happened, you should keep the portion at an elevated place. Suppose here in this picture, the person is having a sprain in the ankle. The ankle should be placed above a pillow, and you should ask the person to lie down. This is shown how the sprain portion is kept at a higher level. In sprain, the ligaments can be simply strained, or normal swelling can be there, or in some cases the ligaments may get damaged also. This can be so severe that even operations has to be conducted to treat the ruptured ligaments. Now next is burns. In the previous session we have already discussed about the fire. If someone get injured due to fire, the skin will have minor to severe burns depend upon the injury. Then in that case, if it is a small accident, in case of fire, a small burn you are having on the skin, here we will discuss what all you should do to treat that burn. The area where the burn has happened, you should immediately remove all the clothes, accessories like rings, watches, bangles from that area. You should wash the burn area under the cold water, flowing or running cold water for at least 10 minutes, or as long as the pain will subside slowly. And if you see some blisters has happened on the bone, you should not try to prick that blister because it will cause infection. Again, as I have told you, depending upon the type of fire, the burns can be minor to severe. First degree, second degree, and third degree burns. But second degree and third degree burns, it is very difficult to treat at home. For that, you should immediately take the patient to the, you should call the ambulance and take the patient to the hospital. But for normal burns, you can treat the person at home. And in that case also, if the area is large, then also you should seek the medical help. You should consult the doctor. Burn can be of fire, but there are many instances when burn can happen due to chemicals also. This is generally in chemical labs where different acids and strong chemicals are there, which when fall on your skin can cause skin damage or burn. Again, that has to be consulted to the doctor, because you not know, if you try to put on some ointment or some antiseptic, that may cause some reaction with the chemical and again harm the skin more and more, rather than soothing your skin or injury. That in that case, immediately you should run to the doctor. Now here are some do's and don'ts for the burns. As I have already told you, you have to remove the cloth, all the accessories from the area that the burn has happened. You should uh, rub, clean the wound below the running water at least for 10 to 20 minutes, or till the pain subsides a little, and then you have to cool the burn area. You should not use any home remedies for the burns like toothpaste, oil, soy sauce, or whatever it is. That is very harmful. That may cause infection, or it may create more and more pain to the patient. If blisters are appearing on the skin and at the burn area, you should never try to burst the. Now, the next is animal bites. Common animal that we see everywhere nowadays is dog. To some, dog can be very loving, very fanciful things, but actually dogs are very dangerous. If they bite you in playing also, or howsoever it is going to cause you a very deadly disease called rabies, that you all must be knowing. So it's better to stay away from all the dogs in your society or in your neighborhood, because we don't know whether these dogs are vaccinated against these diseases or not. And in case of the bite, you have to immediately rush to the doctor to get the anti-rabies injection. And if the wound is deep, then you have to get it cleaned with the antiseptic and antibiotic solution also. But the first aid that you can give to the patient who has got a dog bite is wash the wound properly with water. If you have Betadine in your house, you can apply it. If the wound is very less or only a slight strike is there, then you can put Betadine. But if the wound is deeper, you have to go to the doctor, and without fail you have to get anti-rabies injections immediately, because rabies is a very deadly disease. Now the next animal bite is snake bite. We all know snakes are poisonous. They have venom, and when they bite us, the venom will flow with our blood to all over our body and we may die. Now the first aid management that you can give to a person who has got a snake bite is you can make the person lie on the floor, ask the person not to move the body at all, then tightly apply bandage 2 to 3 inch above the bite so that the blood flow can be stopped and the venom should not spread in our body. And now the first aid that you can give to a person who has poisoning. Poisoning can be from many things. The person may have intentionally taken some poisonous things or something that is very harmful for the health of the person, or this may happen because of eating something that is spoiled or stale. Many a times your stomach gets upset when you eat something, then when you go to doctor, the doctor ask you that you had food poisoning because what you ate is not proper, that was not healthy to be eaten. That is also a case of poisoning, but that is very normal. If a person is suffering from that, you should ask the person to vomit what all he has eaten and try to make the person lie in a comfortable position and then immediately seek the medical help. Thank you, children. Thank you so much.